It's 2:14, Tuesday. You finished your actual work. You can't leave. You're sitting in an ergonomic chair that's slowly crushing your spirit, staring at a spreadsheet that doesn't matter, performing what I call the humiliation ritual. It's that act of forcing yourself to look functional and busy for a boss who literally isn't watching, just because the contract says you belong to them until 5 p.m. My title today isn't clickbait. I'm very serious when I say I've genuinely rather myself than spend the next 40 years working my life away. The modern 9 to 5 isn't just work. It's a system built to break you, not build you. We're going to be looking at why the 9 to 5 is essentially formatted for failure. I will be talking about my own experiences in the corporate trenches and 3 anime that perfectly capture why we need to stop settling for a safe lifestyle and start chasing our actual dreams. I used to think the 9 to 5 offered balance. I envisioned a system where hard work equaled progress, but what I found was a brutal paradox. I graduated with a graphic design degree at the worst time in the world to do so. With the rise of AI and company uncertainty mixed with the lowest job application rate we've seen in history, I really, had my work cut out for me. I was lucky enough to land a design and video editing job at a small advertisement agency, doing multiple roles that I wasn't told I was originally going to do. I ended up getting laid off 5 months later because they couldn't maintain their clients. Being cut off so suddenly, without warning, broke me. They told me that I was great to work with, that my work was great. It was just that they couldn't afford me anymore. Since then, I moved to, frankly, a different industry, so I couldn't risk losing money at that point. In smaller companies, it was unorganized chaos. You're wearing 10 hats, doing the jobs of 3 people, and being told, we're a family, as an excuse to ignore your boundaries. But when I moved to the big corporations, it was the opposite. It was a stagnant pond. Sure, their job retention is wonderful. However, if you want to move up, wait 5 years for a title change and maybe a 3% raise. It's brutally unfair. You give your best hours, your most creative energy to a machine that views you as a replaceable cog. The most draining part? The idleness. Forcing yourself to literally just sit there and pretend that you're doing something is literally like the worst type of torture. Envision yourself as a Ferrari, right? You are a high-performance racing engine, and your owner is just driving you with maybe 5 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour, and then throwing you back in the garage to sit. Now, that's not what racing engines do. It essentially slowly kills off that beautiful motor because you aren't driving it as it needs to be. And that goes the same way with humans. If you want to see this humiliation ritual visualized, look at Zom 100. The protagonist, Akira Tendo, works for a black company, quote unquote. He's so exploited that his world is literally grayscale. Then the world ends. Zombies are eating his neighbors, and his first reaction, I don't have to go to work today. This is a damning indictment of our reality. When a literal apocalypse feels like a promotion compared to your job, something is wrong here. As much as I literally would agree with Akira there. Akira wasn't afraid of dying. He was afraid of never having lived a full life. The zombies gave his color back because they forced him to stop being a salaryman and start being a human with a bucket list. The lesson I've learned from this show was don't wait for the world to end to start living. Your safe job is just a slow motion apocalypse for your soul. And then, maybe your job isn't a black company, but it's death by 1,000 paper cuts. That's Aggretsuko. Aggretsuko is the avatar for everyone who has put on a professional mask while being treated like a doormat. She deals with the unorganized chaos that I mentioned earlier. Coworkers dumping work on her, bosses with an ego problem, and she has to smile through it. Her only escape is screaming death metal in a private karaoke room. relatable. The 9 to 5 format forces us to bifurcate our souls. You have the professional you, who takes the hits, and the real you, who only gets to come out for around 2 to maybe if you're lucky 4 hours if you don't care about your sleep. If your life is 80% mask and 20% human, you aren't living. You're just maintaining a character. But what if you're good at a 9 to 5? What if you're successful? That's the trap of Blue Period, show I talked about in my last video. You should go check it out. I just recently watched this anime. It was wonderful. I urge you to go check it out. Yatara has the grades, the friends, and the guaranteed future, but he feels nothing. When he discovers painting, everything tells him it's a mistake. It's unstable, it's risky, but Yatara realizes that the stable path is actually the most dangerous one. It leads to a life he doesn't want to own. Chasing your dreams isn't about being unrealistic per se. It's truthfully about being honest. The 9 to 5 is a format designed during the Industrial Revolution to make factory workers compliant. We are living in an information age, still using a factory age schedule. It's not built to build you, it's built to use you until you're spent. Life is frankly way too short to be a background character. Whether it's art, content creation, business owning, finance bro, doctor, lawyer. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You get my point. Chase the things that put the color back in your world. Because at the end of the day, I'd rather fail at being the person I wanted to be than the person they wanted me to be. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.